Hello and welcome to Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. We are your hosts, Vidas Pinkevičius
and Ausra Pinkevičienė.
We've been mastering secrets of organ playing for more than 20 years and sharing them on this blog since 2011.
On this show, which we create from our home in Vilnius, Lithuania, we strive to help you grow in every area of organ playing, including practice, technique, repertoire, sight reading, hymn playing, improvisation, composition, music theory, harmony, and many others.
Our hope is to help you become a complete musician, or what we call as Total Organist, a program which we have created to help you reach your dreams faster than you would do on your own.
If you are new here, we invite you to subscribe to receive free updates of this blog at organduo.lt. By subscribing, you will also receive free video how to master any organ composition and 10-day organ playing mini course.
And now let's go to the podcast for today. Hi guys, this is Vidas.
And Ausra.
Let's start episode 569 of Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. This question was sent by Laurie, who transcribes our podcasts into text, and she's also a member of Total Organist community. She writes, "Hi Vidas, I have set a goal for myself to give a solo concert at my church in May. So I have started to practice some new challenging repertoire, including the Bach Jig Fugue. I downloaded Your Fingering and Pedaling and Moulet's Thou Art the Rock, or Tu es Petrus. Sometimes it doesn't seem like I'm making much progress practicing, but it takes so much longer to learn something in my 50s than it did in my 20s or even 30s. But my sight reading and general playing of our choir anthems is easier and better. And even my typing for your podcasts is going faster and smoother for me since I started to practice slowly and carefully. So yes, when you practice, miracles happen. Thanks for all you do for organists around the world, even those of us who don't often post in Basecamp or enter contests. Love to Ausra as well. You're lucky to have her. More than once I have wanted to object to something you say in your podcast, and then she says exactly what I was thinking. Perhaps I need to get her some coffee or decaf. Blessings to you both." Ausra, what do you say?
What a nice letter, for her to write. Thank you, Laurie. I'm appreciating your thoughts. Well, I guess, being a woman, we can understand each other probably better.
Do you think I don't understand women?
Probably not so much as women can understand women organists.
I see. So maybe you could start a podcast of your own for women only.
Well, and what would I talk about, with myself, since you are not a woman?
Sure, but
maybe I could interview, organist women.
Yeah, that would be right. Good specialization, I think. It's a nice niche because, majority of organists in the world are men.
Do you think so?
Yes, and women are underserved. I think it's evident from my Facebook fans or friends actually, who are only, I think, 80% men, and most of them are organists, of course. But maybe that could be biased towards me, when I invite some friends or they try to friend me. Men more frequently befriend men.
Probably yes.
And women probably become friends with women more.
But actually I have more men friends on Facebook. Organists.
Organists, yeah.
Comparing to a female, yes.
So this approximation might be accurate, actually. And yes, so when women need specific help, the specific issues that women face sometimes are different from men issues. Then they don't necessarily get the right amount of help they need. They might get generic advice from me, or something, but not what their you know basically their issues are. As you say, you understand women better.
Yes. And what about age? Do you think it's important to practice more when you get older? And is it harder for you to learn something at your age comparing to, let's say, 20 years back?
Definitely harder. If I try to learn the same amount of repertoire that I was pushing for in my student years, or let's say, or in my 30s, during my DMA program studies, right? But luckily, I improvise a lot, and this also counts as practice for me. And I don't really pay attention too much if I'm learning a lot on a specific day or not. My main goal is to sit down on the organ bench and not to skip a day without practice. Although there are some days which I kind of regret of not sitting down. That happens, but less and less, obviously. What about for you?
Well, strangely enough, for me it's a little bit other way around, because when I remember my student years, I really spent a lot of time every day on the organ bench. And now I don't have that privilege. So, because I'm still performing, I have, to really be careful and focus a lot on what I'm doing. Because honestly, not every day I get a chance to sit down on the organ bench. But now I learn music much faster than I did when I was young.
Why is it so? Because
I
of
think because I'm teaching music theory disciplines.
Yeah, harmony helps, of course, in theory. Obviously, helps you understand how the piece is put together. When you sight read music, you probably know right away what's happening in the piece, what kind of modulations are happening, what kind of polyphonic techniques are being used. And this way you can think like a composer who created that piece maybe centuries ago. So I always advise people to deepen their knowledge and skills in music theory and harmony, even though those exercises might seem dry and unmusical sometimes. Like to play a sequence or a modulation. But to tell you the truth, I think if somebody can play a modulation, it's just one step away from real improvisation of 19th century style, let's say, versette. If you can play a modulation, and it usually takes somewhere between 8 measures, around 8 measures, it's one musical idea, what we call a period. And if you create two more modulations, you get a simple ternary form, or even a one additional modulation, like binary form with recapitulation at the end.
I remember myself, 20 years back when I would have to learn piece with, let's say, 4 or 5 accidentals. It was a, challenge for me that time, because the more sharps or flats the piece would have, or if the keys would change frequently, it would bother me. Now it doesn't matter really. For example, even in your compositions, you go from one key to another so abruptly and so often but it doesn't bother me.
Because you have been playing it for a while now.
Well, and I remember when I had to learn the texts, it came much easier.
But I remember the moment when you first played. What was the piece we played together? Maybe the Fantasy, for Fantasia on the themes by Mikalojus Konstantinas Čiurlionis for organ duet version arrangement, and you were complaining about those keys a lot to me because it was kind of new territory to you. But
Well,
that was a few years ago.
Well, I wasn't complaining about keys. What I was complaining that you wanted me to play the right side of a piece, and I didn't want to do it. I wanted to play the left side because it's your piece, and honestly, the first part is much harder, and we didn't have much time for it. So I said that as a composer, you have to be an honored, to play the harder part. I think that's fair.
Excellent. When you compose something, you will get to play the first part.
That's why I'm not composing.
Is it?
Just to avoid hard stuff.
I see. But honestly, I would gladly play with you something that you compose. Even the first part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll write something, just like slow accompaniment in whole notes for me, and then virtuoso 30 seconds for you.
Just write something to set me up.
True.
All right, back to Laurie's question a little bit. She really is on the right track, I think, with the fingering of Bach, Gigue, Fugue. I haven't done Moulet's Thou Art the Rock, or as it's called, Tu es Petra. But it would be nice to do this. I have to double check if the score is in the public domain or not.
Yes, I think if somebody decides to play a solo recital, let's see, after a few years of not playing it, I think the wise thing would be to play mostly an old piece, an old repertoire.
And only occasionally add something new.
So I think it's nice that Laurie plays some old stuff, and then she includes these two new pieces. Because if you would select all new pieces, let's say after maybe the break of 5 or 10 years, it might be too much.
Yeah, you have to start not where you picked up, where you left, but actually a little bit on the easier side. Give yourself a few months to get to the level where you've been all those years. Because
when you are planning your recital, if all pieces will be challenge for you, then you will just collapse at the end of recital, or you will not be able to make it. Because while playing a recital, you need to have like difficult pieces and more easier pieces that you could relax at least a little bit.
Right. I love the way she says that she appreciates our work on Basecamp and for people who enter contests. I hope Laurie will come back to our contest. She wrote something that she needs to figure out how to make a video, because her son used to do this for her, but he is now, I think, moved to another town. But that's not very difficult. The phones have now possibility to record and upload to YouTube. Yes, and since she is working, on the repertoire for her upcoming recital, she might
Use the same pieces for the competition.
Easily, yes, that would be great. She could shoot two birds with one shot easily. We would really appreciate her coming back because the number of our contestants is growing actually. Last week we had what?
8?
8, yes, 8.
Yes, 8.
So now our goal is 9. Great. Thank you guys for listening and applying our tips in your practice. Please send us more of your questions. We love helping you grow. And remember, when you practice,
miracles happen.
This blog is supported by Total Organist, the most comprehensive organ training program online, where you will find courses for every area of organ playing, including technique, practice, sight reading, repertoire playing, hymn playing, improvisation, composition, music theory, and harmony, with hundreds of scores and thousands of exercises. Here is what some of the students are saying.
Hugh writes, the sight reading course has helped me tremendously. Thank you very much for your essays, courses, and all your help.
Robert writes, I found the fingerings, registration ideas, and general comments to be excellent.
John writes, I have found your download very helpful. It was really excellent. I have watched some of your teaching videos, and when I read your instructions, I tried to imagine you are there teaching me. You may feel disappointed that I am 2-3 days behind, but I am a slow learner, and I have committed to taking the time to get it right, as you say. But the other night my wife commented that she had never heard me play such a detailed melody in the left hand so well. My left hand is generally poor.
Robert writes, it has been a great pleasure in my life of having discovered your courses and material as well as the YouTube work of recordings. You have a calm and pleasant way of teaching.
Ron writes, Hi Vidas and Ausra, thank you guys. What a wonderful response to my email note to you. You've got me right, and I feel you understand my level of playing. Yes, at home, and lucky that I have an organ for that reason. I am paying attention to this, and I am going to try this haha no longer secret model. Yes, and I love Cesar Frank too. What is very nice about your blog podcast is that Ausra and Vidas are like a Socratic dialogue, and by bouncing things off of each other, so much more information comes out and is expressed. Your comments contain a wealth of information and understanding. I really appreciate this. It is very inspiring and will keep us moving forward.
Would you like to receive the same or even better results that our students are getting? If so, join them at organduo.lt/total-organist. And of course, you will get the first month free too. You can cancel anytime.
Also, if you haven't yet subscribed to receive free updates of this blog, make sure you do that at organduo.lt. By subscribing, you will also receive free video, how to master any organ composition, and 10-day organ playing mini course.
This was Vidas
and Ausra from Secrets of Organ Playing.
And remember, when you practice,
miracles happen.